And to think, one of the top plants in the nation. Wow. Hey, namaskar everyone. How are you? Hopefully everybody's been doing fantastic. Listen, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and checking it out. I hope you're going to stick around. If you're already a subscriber, thank you and welcome back. As always, welcome back means we are on another adventure, and that also means that you're going to want to know where we are and what we are doing. We are in East Youngstown. Everybody knows it now, though, is Campbell. We're kind of like in the Campbell, Youngstown, Struthers area. But this area was known as East Youngstown. It's known as Campbell now. And when I get to another part of the video, I'll explain when that happened, how it became Campbell instead of East Youngstown. And that's Youngstown, Ohio. What we're gonna do today, oh, by the way, happy Easter. It is Easter today. Hopefully everybody got some goodies, maybe some hobby horses, maybe. I don't know. But I wanted to keep it closed because everything's closed where I wanted to go today and stuff like that. And everybody's doing their family things and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna keep it close. And I was like, I want to check out a couple buildings. And that's kind of what I wanted to take you guys with me today. One of them is this building right here, which you can't tell what it is until I get to the front. But this area right here, actually all of Youngstown, but this right here, you look across, the Mahoning River is over there. So this video really is basically gonna check out some architecture, some old businesses left over from the past, from the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company, which was one of the largest steel companies in the nation, in the world. That's right. I think it was like the top 3. I think it was the 3rd. But it was one of the top producing steel plants. And the home plant would have been right here in Campbell, this whole area right down here. Now, just keep in mind, the Mahoning River's down there. You would have had miles and miles and miles of steel mills and plants going along the Mahoning River. This one right here would have been Campbell, the Campbell Works, which was the home, basically the home plant of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube. Had 4 blast furnaces, 12 open hearth furnaces, a slabbing mill, a few booming mills, and I believe 381 coke ovens. Now, if you know anything about the steel industry, I think like mid-70s is like when everything started to decline, shut down with the whole steel thing. But there's still remnants of the past. We still got proud people here in Youngstown. I don't think anybody ever forgets about this, about the steel mills here. Again, I am not a historian at all when it comes to like the steel mills. There's a lot of people out there that really delve into that. I just want to check out some of the buildings here, kind of throw in some facts, throw in some fun facts about things. I'm going to check out this building. I'm going to check out one more building. And then if I can, I'm going to check out something that was one of a kind in the first of its kind in the world here in Youngstown, Campbell area. But listen, if you're ready for today's adventure, I suggest you get off the couch, you get ready, and let's go. We are right here. Right here.
That is fantastic. Gotta go. Oh, shoot. Look at all of them. I think they're ready to kick my ass. Harden saliva. You're okay. You're okay. For watching my channel.
Jesus, God, Mamma Mia, look what we got.
Shh. I said there's people still sleeping. Calm down. We're gonna go. We're gonna go.
I told you she was afraid of bridges.
Do not. Stop it now.
That is the starting point of the trail. I guess I don't know. You can start at the beginning or you can start at the end. I don't think it matters where you start at, but wherever you start, that's your starting point. Oh shit.
That's why I tell you, take a sip. History.
Better Malanga.
Okay, so I told you we are in East Youngstown. And everybody's thinking, well, this isn't the east side. That's right. But this was known as East Youngstown at one time. Became Campbell. And when I get to the other area, I will talk about how it became Campbell. But this right here is the City Trust and Savings Bank. 1918. Right there up at the top, 1918. And I gotta watch out for cars. I'm actually like right on the street here. Wilson and 10th right here. But check this out. Right there at the top, established 1918. Had a flagpole right there at the top. See the City Trust and Savings Bank embossed on there. Got some new windows. Now I do know that they are restoring this, and I see this old sign right here and it says 2020. Actually there's a picture right there. I just noticed that right there. You got the flag up top there. That's actually pretty cool right there. Okay, but I do know that it is under restoration and it says coming 2020. If anybody knows about 2020, what happened? The whole COVID thing happened in 2020, so maybe that put a damper on things. I'm waiting for these dang cars. It's busy out here today on Easter Sunday. So let's just look at the facade of it. Got the lions, got the flowers up there. Now this does have some significance to it. This does have some significance to it, and I'll tell you. So we know it opened in 1918. A lot of the employees from the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company would go to this bank. They would use this bank. This bank was a popular bank. It was probably booming. You know how much money this bank probably had in its time? You know what? I'm gonna go across the street right now. There are cars coming, but let me go over here and take a shot of that. I'm gonna have to wait for these cars right there. Check that out though. What a building, right? Okay. I'm waiting for all these cars to go. So I told you the whole thing about the mills. You know, they closed in the 70s out here. So this bank ended up closing in the 70s as well. I think at one time there was a dry cleaner down in the first floor here, and then I think up top it was usable at one point. They had an x-ray company up top and also a dentist up top, so it was used, but not no more. But I think, check this out. See, I hate when people throw stuff though. It's just ignorant. But there's the some of the inside of it. You can see. They just don't make stuff like that no more, man. Go check out the other side here. So yeah, at one time this probably had so much money in it, you know, because of all the workers and stuff like that. Wish we can go inside, but obviously we can't. Wow. Now we'll go up here because another building I want to talk about is over there. But yeah, just imagine this place. And I used to deliver beer way back in the day, so I actually delivered. There's the Valley Cafe. I don't know if it's the Valley Cafe anymore. I don't even know if it's open anymore. That place was super busy. So, and that was another bar. You know, they serve food and stuff like that. I remember just going there and all the old timers in there with all their stories and talking and stuff like that. But the mills were open. This was booming. It was busy. There was just money in Youngstown, right? But that's cool. I really dig the facade of that. Here, and this is Robinson Avenue. You keep going up the hill. I think there was another bar that was around the corner. You keep going up, you'll go into the Diamond Bar and Grill up there. I do like the old Pepsi sign, Valley Cafe, beer, liquor, wine. Man, I remember this. Yeah, Youngstown Sheet and Tube. That's kind of what this video is in like remnants of. Okay, so we seen the bank that would have been like the workers' bank, where everybody would go cash their checks or get money, whatever they had to do. And we know this whole area was the Campbell Works up here. And I don't think my grandparents worked at this one. I think they worked at the Briar Hill plants, or the Briar Hill plant. But right here, this is flipping awesome. And I'm glad we can see it because they did cut a whole bunch of trees down here. This is the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Hospital, 1915. Look at this. And a little fun fact about this hospital: created by Charles Owsley. If you watch my video, you know who Charles Owsley is. He was a Youngstown architect way back in the day. You can actually go see his mausoleum up at the Oak Hill Cemetery in Youngstown. Charles Owsley did a lot of awesome architecture here in Youngstown, but this was one of his creations. Right here is this hospital, and you can see right there the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company up top. And then I actually didn't notice this either, right above the doors it actually says hospital right there. That's pretty cool because I did not notice that. So this was like only for, this was for the employees of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company only, strictly. And I'm gonna walk on to the other side until about, I think it was 1930. Then 1930, it was open for the family of the employees of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. Now I'll tell you what, when you go down to the history centers in Youngstown, you can find a lot of old pictures, a lot of old photographs of the old steel mills of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company and whatnot. And again, I don't know what was actually here. I really don't. Again, kind of before my time, or like right, I was born in 71, so you figured, what was that, mid 70s, like, is when everything just started shutting down, like early 70s, mid 70s. So I don't have like no account, especially of this one. I remember Briar Hill more so. But yeah, this is, yeah, just imagine, this was the sounds of the alarms going off. I remember the alarms and everything. But yeah, we can't get in here. It's gate off. That's fine. And I would love to go in there. I'm sure it's probably just like storage that they have in there and everything now. But yeah, that was an emergency hospital back in the day for the employees of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. So let's walk back over here. I actually want to get some picture of this. That's really cool. I came here in the winter time the past year, and I'm surprised I didn't notice the hospital sign there. That's pretty wild. I don't know what this is right here offhand, but I am going to, there's one more place, a little short video today, a little fun little short video, because I know I don't know if I'm busy or not today or not, but I'm sure everybody else is busy. It's Easter. It's Easter. Everybody got to open their Easter baskets. It's a holiday. But yeah, this right here is amazing. But there is one place that I'm gonna try to park, and I want to show you. It's the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Homes. It's just up the road, and the homes were built for the employees of the mills. And it had to do with a big strike. I think it happened in 1916, I think the strike was. Big riot, a lot of buildings getting burnt down and everything. National Guard was called in and stuff like that. And it all was because of the work environment, the cost of housing and everything like that. And these homes were the first of their kind in the world. And I hope I can walk around and show you. I mean, people actually still live there, so I don't want to like impose on them and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what the next stop's going to be. But I thought this was really cool, that bank and then the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Hospital right here. Man, that's cool. Yeah, pretty cool to get out on Easter Sunday, take a little walk, stretch the legs, and go see some history. So I'm gonna get back in the truck. I'm gonna drive up the hill, and I'll see where that takes me, if I can get to where I want to go. Okay, so I drove up the hill, and I told you the story. In 1916 there was a riot for the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. The workers rioted because they were unfair working conditions, too high priced housing and everything like that. So they had a riot. They had a facility riot. The National Guard was called in, and what I'm about to show you here, and again, there's people, like, look behind me here, these houses right here. Okay, there's people that live here. These are people's homes right here, and I'm gonna go over there because there is a historical marker over there. And again, there's people that live here. These were built between 1918 and 1920, the first ever prefabbed homes ever in the world. Right here, were actually made down at the mill, brought up here, trucked up here, carted up here, and they built these homes like building blocks. They put them together kind of like Legos. They prefab made homes, first of its kind, right here. Now, I will say that a lot of them were torn down. And also, I don't know if I ever told you why Campbell became called Campbell. This was East Youngstown. After all the riots in 1926, they renamed this whole area Campbell after James Campbell, which was the president of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. So that's why this is named after that. Now I'm going to show you up here this marker, which is really great. How you doing? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
You mind if I get a picture of that marker?
Hold on, let me let you go, okay, sweetie?
Hold on, because people do live here. People do live here.
It's all right.
Is it okay to get a picture of that marker right there?
Let me see which marker.
The historical house.
Yes, you can do
Okay, okay. I know people live here still,
Yeah,
so I didn't want
yes.
to. Yeah. So there's the historical marker right there. The first ever in the world of prefabbed homes here, and they were for the mill. So, and a lot of them, they were supposed to be torn down. Now this is a historical area. I have my own saying it because they started catching on fire. What'd you think about that?
They caught on fire, but they put them all over. If you look online, about 18 something, this was built.
Yeah, the early 1800s this was built. Yeah, 1818, 1820 these were built after the riots. Yeah, yeah.
You can find a lot of information and it's amazing.
It was, yeah.
In Columbus, I got a picture, and everybody's like, "Where did you get that picture?"
Right. Yeah. These were. Yeah. I actually used to. I used to work for Roto-Rooter, and I did some plumbing in some of these homes way back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah. I know. How many caught on fire? Like 5 or? Oh, okay.
Came here I was in Columbus.
Oh, you just moved here recently. All right.
That's
Okay.
why I had a picture in my.
Oh, okay.
Columbus.
Okay.
They're like, who is this? Where,
Yeah.
Where he's from at it there,
So how many did catch on? Because they were supposed to tear some of them down, but then some.
Is it going to be down?
No, but some caught on fire, right?
Yeah, the ones
Oh.
down there caught on fire, they turned them down. You see where all that's empty that they
Up at the top, yeah.
That was all burned.
But
They
even
fixed all
though
that.
it is concrete, though.
Yeah, but do you
That
think
ain't
that
no
was? Do you
joke,
think?
ain't going
Do you
anywhere.
think that was a little fishy?
Go to.
But you think that was a little fishy how they all caught on fire that quick?
Yeah,
All-
that's true. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh yeah.
When they were talking about it, so historical.
It was over here, then over here.
Well, my whole thing, because
Talk
this
about it, yeah. Then next thing you know, it caught on fire.
this is a historical area,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't get rid of anything that's historical like that. I just think it was fishy that everything
Yeah, they're
caught
trying
on
to keep
fire like
some
that.
in good shape.
So,
they
yeah.
can keep them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the rest of bulldozers
Right.
down. That's what I feel that's the way it is.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Uh-huh.
You think it's okay just to walk around? And I know this is
Go
people's
ahead,
homes,
we're
but
gonna beat you
I-
up. Come on now.
yeah, that's what I say. I seen you guys were roughhousing out here. Well, yeah. No, okay. But yeah, thank you. Hey, everybody, happy Easter as well.
That too, yes.
But yeah, let me walk down here and show you these homes. These are like super historical here, and people still live over here. And that's why I asked. You don't want to be rude. It was kind of like the couple weeks ago we were in La Perla in Puerto Rico, and everybody's like, oh, it's such a bad neighborhood or whatever. You meet the nicest people in these neighborhoods. The people say, oh, don't go there, whatever, you know. But yeah, this is, yeah, no trespassing. See, people still live here. These are just prefabbed homes, man. ironsoup.com. That's what this is known as, Iron Soup. But you can see a lot of them caught on fire. A lot of them are probably going to be torn down as well. How sad. Look at all of them. Oh, I see a mural over here that is awesome. Check this out. Look at that. Wow. That is awesome. Yeah, see all these. They're Iron Soup right there, and it goes up here. A lot caught on fire. There's a little sign over here, Natural Historical Site, which I'll show you. Happy Easter, man. But let's go over here. I'll show you this sign. National Historical Site, Sheet and Tube Company. First prefab concrete estate in the world between 1918 and 1920 by the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. Right there. And that's what we're looking for. So there was some up here that caught on fire. Over here. There was a couple here that caught on fire, but all these go back. I actually think the ones I think I worked in these ones actually, to be honest with you. But yeah, check, this is what a historical area, and it's a shame that I personally think, if you want my opinion, it's a historical site. It's hard to take anything away that's historical, and I think it was fishy. I think the city was in on it. I think they were getting set on fire on purpose. Okay, but yeah, and this keeps going back over here. It keeps going back. All these prefabbed homes check the murals out, which are super, super cool. But this is as far as I go. Like I said, people live here, and I don't want to infringe. Okay, but just look at the area. This was for the workers. This was for the workers, and I don't know. Last I knew, they said there was like around 50 people that lived back here. Man, what an amazing place. What an amazing place. I will give a shout out to the Youngstown Photography Club. And they used to come out here, and like it was like 20 bucks, and it went for the preservation of these homes and stuff like that. And you used to go in, I think it was like for 4 hours, you could come out here, you could take pictures and stuff like that. I don't know if they still do that or not in some of these buildings. Possibly, but since a lot of them burned down, I don't think they do that anymore. Matter of fact, the old city trust and savings that I was looking at there, I think they had a project there where you could go in there and film and take pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, check that out. I'll actually put a link in there for the Youngstown Photography Club or group in there. A lot of good people in there, a lot of good photographers too. But yeah, that is awesome, right? Check that out. Look at that. The old footbridge for the mill. Man. So I'm gonna go back down actually to where I just was, and that's where I will do my outro. So yeah, this right here, I'm glad I could show you back here, because a lot of people don't walk back here because they just don't know about it, or they, you know, just afraid to come back here, whatever it is. But yeah, a lot of historical significance back here at these homes. And here we are back at the former Youngstown Sheet and Tube Hospital, here at the Campbell Works area. I think that's gonna be it for the video. I've been walking around for quite a while, actually. It's something I wanted to do. I wanted to come here and check out the architecture of some of these buildings that are left over from that time period, you know, of the big steel industry. And there it is. It's still here in all its glory. Boy, I would love to go inside there. Never know. But yeah, I showed you the bank, which is right down there on the corner. Showed you the hospital, and I showed you the fab homes, the sheet and tube homes, which was pretty cool. I'm glad I was able to get to walk up there, talk to some people. So shout out to Cece, which you've seen her in the video there. I was talking to her for quite a while, and we had a good conversation and that. Good people up in there. Good people up in there. Very historic too. So it's sad to see that some of them got burnt down. My theory is on purpose, because it's a historical site and you can't just make things happen. So, you know, you make things happen. I blame that kind of stuff on the city, but that's me. That's my thought of what happened up there at the homes. But listen, that's going to be it for today's video. I'd love to go inside there and take some pictures, man. Dang it. But yeah, that's 3 homes here in East Youngstown, Campbell, Ohio. Very cool, man. Very cool. So if you get a chance to just drive, you don't even have to get out and look. You can drive and check these places out and see history right there with your own 2 eyes. So listen, I want to thank everybody for coming on today's adventure. I appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel, leave a comment. I do read every single one of them. I appreciate everybody supports the channel. I really do. And got a lot of stuff I want to do this year, and hopefully I can share it all with you. So that being said, thanks again, everybody. Have a happy Easter, and until I see you on the next adventure, wherever that may be, Vedmalangere.